Hey, they're waiting for you. And if you want to find out what they're waiting on, stay tuned. Let's find out.
NFLC, NFLC. Closing is better with appointment setters. You'd better believe we're not a team but a family. We work together in harmony. We are devoted, and that you can quote me. NFLC.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the FLC Hangout where we have our beautiful Josie, our beautiful Josie here, and also our guest, amazing Chibaria, once again. We are so honored to have both of them here, also me as well, of course. But
Yay!
today is going to be an awesome episode because we have a question. Well, it's more of a statement, right? They're waiting on you, but we want to know, what are they waiting on? Let's discuss this. Josie, what do you think they're waiting on?
Oh my goodness. First of all, hello everyone. Excited to be here. Thank you so much, Misty. I feel like, and I'm really excited to get into this topic actually, because this can mean a lot of things to a lot of different people, right? But I think what we really want to touch on touch on here is that you have a message. Every single one of you here has a message, has something to share, and has something to contribute. Why, I don't know why that word was so hard to say. Contribute to this world, to this life, and to those around you. So I think we're going to get pretty deep. So if you wanna get deep with us, stick around, get your notepads out. But I want to go to as well, Charia. What do you, I know you see this day in, day out with all our students when they have messages, they have things they're doing, and sometimes, right, people get a little bit shy in this topic. So we're here to talk about that. Chabaria, what's your experience in this?
Thank you. Well, I want to give credit to Misty because I was having a beautiful chat with Misty and with Akshiti earlier today, and it was so lovely. And then Misty was saying this incredible thing, and I was just like, whoa, we should talk about it on the podcast. And I just want to say, hello, nice of you to join, Paul. Welcome, everybody. So basically, she was saying if you have something to share with people, then it means that there are people out there that actually need to hear this. And if that wasn't the case, you wouldn't have that message. It wouldn't be there. It wouldn't be feeling and or like, how do you call it? Wanting to come out and to, empower other people and have that message shared. And I was just like so inspired because it's really also how I experience it. And by the way, let us know if anybody can relate to this. And that's why I was just like, okay, this is so important. And like you say, Josie, something that a lot of people just waltz over and think like they're not someone special or don't have anything special to share or they're not the best in something. So therefore, they should wait until there's the right time to actually share, a message or start a business or do anything of the sort. But actually, that's not the case. And that's why I love the title. And I'm so excited for today's conversation, which is They're Waiting for You. Because is it really fair if you have something that is beautiful and powerful in a message? And just to give you an example, if anybody's thinking like, I don't have a message, yes, you do, because you're alive today and you have overcome a lot of challenges. And you can probably understand that there might be a lot of other people that are facing the exact same challenges that you have already overcome. So that's one example of that. So the fact that you're now at a stage that you actually have a message, you have got something to share, that means that there are other people out there also. So in that sense, coming back to the title of this episode today, They're Waiting for You. Is it fair to keep it to yourself? What do you think, Misty? Is it fair to just be like, oh no, I'm no one special, I'll just keep this message to myself?
No, I don't think it's fair. I think it's not only unfair, it's unethical
Hmm.
because of the fact that what you have to say to them and what you have this desire and need to say or share with them can
Yeah.
completely change their lives. You never know if it's going to even save their life or
Yeah.
just set them free completely, right?
Yeah.
So I think that it's very important that we share our share that message and get it out there. There was something you said that kind of reminded me, see if I can remember, because, early in the morning, I kind of lose what I'm thinking. But
What time is it for you right now?
right now it is 5:20, but I've been up since 2.
Nice.
So
Oh my
I kind of woke up at 2 thinking stuff, and I'm like, okay, no. So there was something else you had said about sharing. The thing is that it's our duty to let other people know what our message is, because of the fact that you are living through experiences that other people have not been through yet.
Yeah.
Or will not go through. But they need the lesson that you've learned. They need to know how to handle these situations and how to go through things, or how to just do something in general, anything in general, because it can change their life.
Yeah.
It could mean, literally, I hate to go dark, but it could mean literally life or death, between having someplace to live, not having someplace to live, living a life of servitude to just a 9 to 5 job, or having their freedom.
Yeah.
So I think that it's vital, and I think it's unethical for us to hold it in.
Mhm.
And it doesn't matter how many times you have to share that message and where you share it to. The important thing is that you share it, and it will get to the people it needs to get to.
Yeah.
What do you think, Josie?
Yeah.
And it's never really. Oh, sorry, Josie. You go ahead.
No, you go.
Well, I mean, I think what is so empowering of it is that you never really know who it can help, because how many stories have we heard of our students where it was like they shared something that was so simple, or at least in their minds was so simple, but it had such an incredible effect on someone else, where they saved lives, or where they just massively empowered people and they inspired people. And for us as well, we hear this all the time as well. I've personally heard some beautiful stories, wink wink, about exactly that situation, that it was a simple message but it kept someone going. And what I'm trying to say is that even though you may think that the message may not be significant, it could absolutely be to someone else. And it's oftentimes, at least in my experience, the messages that you don't expect to be the ones that will be so important that turn out to be very important, because it came at the perfect time for that other person to actually receive that. And it could just be as simple as you sharing something about your day where your dog pooped and you had to pick it up, and then all of a sudden you fell, which happens to me sometimes, and then you stood back up and you realize that that's what life is about. Every single time you fall, stand back up, and you say it with a smile, and someone may hear that and feel like, wow, that's actually what I needed to hear today. And again, like, it's over picking up a poo from a dog that again is seemingly unimportant, but it could actually come at the right time for someone else. So yeah, that's what I just quickly wanted to say. But you go, Josie.
Yeah, no, absolutely. You never know what it is going to be that people actually latch onto, right? I remember you saying, Shabara, that a video of you making a smoothie was like one of the best videos that ever like went on, and it led to like lots of business, but like making a smoothie. So you never know. And gosh, so many things I want to say around this. You guys have made such good points, and like you both said, and Misty, you used the word unethical, which I completely agree with. If there's something that you have that if you shared it, it could change someone's life or save someone's life, and you're not doing that, that's unethical and, quite frankly, selfish. If you think about it, if the reason, and by the way, if it's something you don't want to share and you're not ready to share it, then we're not saying you have to go share it. But if the only reason is because you're scared of being online, or you're worried what people think of you, or you don't want to go live because you want to do lippy, dreamy, whatever it is, if that's the reason you're not sharing your message, then quite frankly, you're being unethical and selfish. So stop it. Stop it. And it's something else I was going to say. Oh yeah, with this hangout, we've been doing this for so long now, so long, many, many, many years and moons. But it's not always did we have really high viewers or really high comments or shares. Fair amount, yes, but not a crazy amount. However, we still, we used to, we still do, and we will in the future get messages from people that say thank you for doing this, or message us privately because of what we do with FLC saying thank you. Like, I just want to say that you guys are amazing, this, that, or the other. And it just shows you you don't know who's watching, right? Because these people, Misty, we talk about this all the time. We're like, oh, I didn't even know they subscribed or they followed or whatever. I've never seen them anywhere. Like, thanks for letting us know that you were here. And then they message like, thank you so much. So you never know who's watching. And go out there and share your message, because it's kind of like that thing as well of, if you have a dream, a certain dream or a goal, it's for a reason. There's people out there that need you to achieve that so that they can come into contact with you as well, right? What are you waiting for is what I'm trying to say to everyone watching. What are you waiting for?
Yeah, exactly. And also, on the flip side of it, how many people are out there that are at the moment, they would love to have some extra money and they would love to make some, something on the side, or they're really keen on starting their business and, living life on their own terms. This is one way to do it, by you sharing your knowledge. Like, the knowledge industry is a $1 billion a day industry, meaning that all around the world, collectively, we spend $1 billion per day to buy knowledge. That could be knowledge from books, it could be knowledge from seminars, from courses, from so many different things. And you can be part of that, like, not just on the purchasing end, but on the receiving end. And that's really beautiful. And if anybody's watching that and you're like, wow, I would like to actually make that move in 2025, I've been sitting on this idea or this feeling, but I just frankly don't know how to do it, which is the biggest thing that we get, right? People really want to do something, but they don't know how to do it. And therefore they procrastinate and they procrastinate and they procrastinate some more. And at the end of the day, then you're 5 years further and you still haven't done it. And that's always a pity, because you're having that calling for a reason. Like Misty said it, you're having that calling because there's someone out there that absolutely needs you. So don't stop that. Don't let, like, not knowing how to do it stop you from doing something. And if anybody wants some help, we're actually running another masterclass as well in 6 days from now. So on Sunday, we have a link in the description, a link below in the comments somewhere. It's basically project1millioninOneyear.com/hangout, so that you guys can learn how to monetize your message as well, and learn how to effectively communicate, so that you're empowering people, but also you can make a living out of this and do this in the most meaningful way. Because I don't know about you ladies, but I feel that being able to change lives on the daily and then have that be your income stream is the most fulfilling thing ever. It's so beautiful. And like, sometimes people think, like, I have to be a doctor to be able to change and save lives. No, you don't. There's a lot of other ways, and this is one of them. So that's the question for you I want to ask, because I know this topic I just really love. I was so inspired when you said it this morning, or your morning, my afternoon, when you said that. Like, where did you hear that, or where did you find that out, or how did that influence your life and your decisions? Because there was a time where you weren't comfortable coming on camera, and now, like, my dad and I always talk about, like, everywhere we see you, like, you produce 5 million TikTok videos. It's just like every single time we see you, it's like, oh man, we need to produce more. So, like, number one, where did you, like, kind of figure that out, or get that inspiration from? And secondly, how did you make that transition? Because I'm sure there's a lot of people that are watching this or will be watching the replay that may want to do something with it, but they really don't feel comfortable, or they might worry about what other people will say. So how did you overcome that?
Well, first of all, I do have a question for you guys too, so don't let me forget it out, okay?
Yes.
I found it on TikTok. I was watching a TikTok video, and I don't know if you guys know who he is. They call him Bashar. and he's basically okay. Not everybody believes in this kind of stuff, and that's okay. That's fine. I just watch every once in a while, just kind of because a lot of things this guy says make sense. And it's basically this other guy named Daryl who is channeling an alien from another planet. And he's been doing it for 40 years. So whether or not that's true,
like Abraham Hicks type of stuff is similar to that.
I think something similar to that. But it's yeah, but he's been doing it for 40 years, and the alien has given himself the name Bashar, so we can recognize and know who it is. But he said it, and it made sense. It made sense because if you didn't have this need to share your message, there wouldn't be people out there waiting for it, right? Why have the need to share something if nobody's waiting to hear it? Right? Yeah. And for me, I do remember my first few videos. I don't remember if it was actually the very first one or it was the second one that I did or went live, and I cried. And I remembered I cried for like 2 or 3 videos. But I knew that I knew I had to get out of my comfort zone. And I wasn't necessarily doing it to give somebody else a message because I just hadn't grown that far yet. But I just knew I had to grow and I had to change and get out of the position I was in. So I just kept doing it. And the more I do it, the more confidence I gain, the more I learned that I like who I am. And I'm there's nothing wrong with me. I'm an amazing person. And thank you. I go through the same things that other people do, the same trials, the same tribulations. The situation may be different, but I go through the same things. So if I can share what my experiences are and that helps somebody else, that's a side effect in my eyes. Because what it is it's helping me. My mom always said, the best way to work through your issues is to talk about it. Whether you're talking to somebody else or you're talking to yourself. And it's just gotten to where when I'm doing my videos, I'm not even thinking about who's watching it. I'm thinking about working through my own things and getting what I'm thinking and out in my head out so I can help make more sense of it and learn more from it. So if it helps other people, then absolutely fantastic. I love that. And my question to you ladies is, does the message have to be verbal? Or can it be just a smile? Or can it be just falling when you're picking up dog poop?
You go first.
Oh, I love this. No, no, it doesn't have to be verbal. I think a smile can go a long way, whether it's a picture on Instagram or a video of you smile. I think a video of you just smiling at the camera might be a little creepy. So maybe a photo of you smiling.
There's people out there who do that.
Exactly.
Yes, there is, and they actually get live views.
Okay, I'll have to. I'll check that one out. But a smile can go a long way.
Josie's found a new spoon to monetize.
Josie's found a new business idea. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna actually check that out. That's funny. But in person too, like just how many times has someone just randomly smiled at you in public, and you're like, that it just makes you feel better. It makes your day a little bit brighter. But when you were asking that question, I immediately went to dancing, and just either dancing by yourself, videos of other people dancing. For me, I don't know you guys too, because you guys like dancing too. It makes you feel so nice, right? When you see videos of people happy doing their dancing, or even if it's like a sad dance and it's one of those kind of lyrical, contemporary, like whatever it is, it makes you feel a certain type of way. And I know I always feel happier after I see someone dancing, or if I dance and post it and share the light with people. So I think it can be really whatever you want. Just whatever hobby. Chibari, you have really nice videos with your dad where you're singing and playing the guitar, and that's verbal, yes, but it's not like you're actually sharing a message, right? You're just music is a message. But yeah, I think just share joy, whatever that is to you. Oh, my phone fell. That's what I
Yeah,
would say.
or even maybe the word you're looking for is expressing. Like you just
Yeah,
want to express one way or another. I
yeah,
agree very
yeah.
much. And also there's a lot of people that um are not necessarily always, finding the right, like the right words to say per se, but they do really nice things on social media where they go for a walk and then they film these beautiful nature scenes, and then they just put a little quote up there so that you see like beautiful nature walks, like what the person is doing anyways. And they're not in the picture necessarily, but then they put a quote up, the quote of the day, so to speak. And that goes a long way too. It's so simple, anyone can do it. But it does, like, I personally like those very much, and I'm just like looking, and it's just like makes me feel good. So yeah, I think it doesn't have to be verbal at all, but it's like your creativity, the way how you want to express. And if you do want to do it verbally, it also can be very nice, because one of the things that I've certainly experienced very, very much, and also through the experience of a lot of students, is that when you dare to start expressing, like what Missy was saying, the first video that you made and then you had to cry, but when you dare to go out there and make some videos and things like that, people actually get to know you, and then they also get to trust you, and then the message can land even more. Because, first, when I first see a video of Misty, I might be like, who is this beautiful but a rather crazy lady? And then I watched her, I follow her a little bit more, and I'm like, oh wow, actually Misty's absolutely awesome. And then some trust is already built. So then when Misty comes out with a story or a quote, I want to listen to it more, because I've already built that relationship with her. And then, I feel more open to receive those messages. And that's a really beautiful thing. But the second thing is that, and I think Misty kind of hinted towards that too, is that when you express yourself and you share different things, you actually go through a healing process yourself as well. And I think that's what it was for you when you are making your first few videos, and then you ended up crying afterwards, is because it was something so beautiful and intense that you were doing. And then from that, there's like this release. And it is like an accelerated way. And that's why a lot of people say, as a public speaker, for instance, which is what we all are, that journey, the self-development journey, is like 10 times as fast almost, because you're standing there on that stage or on that podcast or at that event or whatever we do. And then in that, you are sharing different things, but because we have these things that we keep sharing, and we keep thinking about ideas and things that make other people better, you kind of want to live up to that too, on the one hand, so you're kind of holding yourself accountable through it, but also you're healing parts of yourself. Say for instance, you just came out of a really difficult relationship, and you had kind of lost your confidence, and you felt like maybe you're not as important or as amazing as you actually are. And then you start making some videos, you can just see the joy that it brings to others and the impact that it has. You're slowly rebuilding your confidence, thinking like, hey, wait a second, I am amazing, look what I'm doing for all these people. And that's what a lot of people find as well, like you're healing yourself. I find this a lot when I'm going through a challenge, and then I'm running an event, or then I'm going live. I instantly feel better, or I'm doing a one-to-one call with someone, because you have that time where you just kind of like pause everything about yourself, but you're just purely giving. But in that giving, you're not just uplifting the person that you're speaking to, but you're uplifting yourself, like naturally. I don't know if you guys have that too. Like whenever you kind of feel like a low funk or whatever maybe the case, and then you guys do a podcast, and then you instantly feel like, I feel better now. And that's so true. And it's definitely like an accelerated journey. So I think when you do this for like, and you see all of the benefits. So number one is that there is someone out there that needs to hear it, because otherwise you wouldn't have that message to begin with. But then secondly, it allows you to express and release and grow and heal and have all of that sort of stuff. And you can monetize from it. You can find a meaningful way to make more money. Like, why would we not do it? Why would we keep those messages to ourselves, even though there's only benefits for yourself, for others, for your family? Because if you start, monetizing from it, it would be so good for others as well. You can take care of your family. So that's the way how I see it very much, and that's also what is our message here FLC Hangout, where your freedom begins, to really help people and take them by the hand and say, hey, you know what? There's a lot more to life than you probably realize. You're a lot more awesome than you realize. So let's go and bring out that incredible light that the world is waiting for, but also you deserve to put out there.
I want to tell people, I want to let people know, because I know for me, I connect with people differently, and I perceive things differently than other people do. I'm more of the emotional side. You guys are a little bit more logical, which I think is fantastic.
I'm not emotional.
Let's not go there. But I want people to know, because I have a lot of our students that come to me and they're like, I just don't think I have a message to give, because I'm just me. I'm just, I haven't done anything spectacular. I haven't been, but every experience you've been through, there's a message in there that somebody else either has not been through that specific instance, or they're going through it and they need that, or they've already been through it, but they didn't learn the lesson you did. Yeah. So everything in your life is something that should and has value. It should be shared.
Yeah.
So if you need support or you have something to share, comment. Let us know. Let us be there for you. Let us help you shine your light. Let us help you, show you how to do that, and give you the confidence to do that. Because not only do we believe in ourselves, we believe in you. And let us, like Chavarya, I love it when Chavarya tells this to people, okay? It's absolutely impactful, and it makes a huge difference. If you don't have enough belief in yourself, borrow my belief that I have in you, borrow that and use it for yourself.
Yeah. I actually learned that from one of our students, like a few years back. She used to say that all the time. I was like, yeah, that makes so much sense.
It's so beautiful and so powerful, and I love that. Yeah. But comment, guys. Let us know. Let us be there, and share your story with us. We would love to hear it. Send us your message, because if we don't get it, we don't. If the message you're trying to share isn't meant for us, maybe somebody else who's watching and reads the comments, they're meant to get the message.
Yeah.
So follow us on all Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. Follow us everywhere. Comment in the comments and get that message out there.
Mm-hmm. I agree. And hello, Mum. My mum's watching on Facebook here, and Beatrice. Chavarya and Misty, say hello to you both too. I'm really glad you said this, Misty, because it's actually you were leading on to a point that I wanted to make as well.
Oh, thank God.
I feel like from my experience anyway, and I think through conversations that we've had all together, you guys can relate to, with specifically our students, a lot of people can accept that, yes, I have a message that should be shared. I have something that could help people. But the question we get a lot is, why me? Mm-hmm. Like, so many people out there have gone through the same thing. So many people out there are speaking on this topic. So many people out there are helping people with business. So many people are life coaches. So many people are doing this. Why me? I want to talk about that as well, because I know, Chavarya, you bring this topic up a lot too. So what would you say to people that are thinking that, like, yes, okay, maybe I have a message, but why me? Why people listen to me?
Because there is no other you, and we all bring messages differently. Like, even the stuff that we're saying right now, probably everybody watching this or watching the replay later on will have heard this before at one point. But
Goku even has a message.
Yeah, exactly. He's sitting there. But then maybe right now it just hits, or right now it's like, oh, wait a second. And it's also like this, right? There might be so many other people that say things, but like, as people, and we always say this at our events, we're like cups, right? So there's a cup here with me on it. I always feel so funny. I don't know. It's a little anecdote. Josie, you remember, right? when we had the TED Talk in Swansea, I was like, okay, what can we do to kind of stand out and give people gifts and something special? So we made this custom mug, so it's
Yeah.
and then here with my face, but I wasn't able to fit them all into the suitcase, so I left a couple at home here. So now I have a whole bunch of these cups, and I always feel so funny because I have a call and I'm sitting across a new client and I'm just sipping my coffee or my tea, and then they must be thinking she's so full of herself. With her own face on it, but yeah, I'm not full of myself. It's just I just have to I tend to grab it just by sheer statistics. Anyways, but we always say that people are like cups. And then what it means is that if Josie shares a message, there's like a drop and it kind of fills. And then Missy shares a message and it drops. And then it keeps going, it keeps going. You keep filling someone up with empowerment. And then that final drop may be you. And that's the moment where finally they're ready actually to receive that message. And that doesn't mean that your message may be the absolute best one or someone else's is not the right one, but it's also an issue of timing. It's an issue of like what is the energetical match of the person who sends the message versus the person who receives the message. And all of these things together is just making you that absolutely unique person that will be the right drop to help that cup overflow and allow that person to not just hear it, but actually take action upon it. And so there's no such thing as competition. It really doesn't matter if there's 5 million other coaches. Like there's no you, there's no me. Like we are absolutely unique in the way how we share it because we've had a unique life path and we have unique energy and a unique way of expressing and giggling. And some of us are super funny, like, no, joking. Some people think that they're funny, but all of them don't fail. And then some people are actually funny. And both contains a certain humor, so it's just like different. So yeah, don't ever worry about whether there's not a lot of people out there. In fact, there's actually this really beautiful video that I remember to this day watching from Tai Lopez, and this was before I went into business. But I kept watching Tai Lopez's videos, and I recorded them, and I made a whole compilation of them, just like all the learnings. I was such a nerd. So he basically said, actually, if there's a lot of other people out there doing what you're doing, it's a good thing because then you can study them and you can see what works. And he gave that beautiful example that even sometimes right now I still use to just show people this case, is that Facebook, which some of you are watching this on, that was not the first social platform out there. I don't know if anybody knows this name, but there was Friendster at some point. Do you guys know that name, Friendster? So that was apparently a predecessor of Facebook. Now, the Friendster was a great idea and it was connecting people in the same way that Facebook does, obviously. But then there were some mistakes with it or things that weren't necessarily good. So then came the guys of MySpace. And you guys know that name, MySpace? So they improved upon it and then they grew it to $1 billion company. But even with MySpace, there were some issues. There was some things, I believe it was privacy issues. So you had a lot of, crazy guys sending messages to girls, and there wasn't like necessarily a privacy thing. And then Mark Zuckerberg actually solved that. Now he didn't obviously go in straight away to make the next MySpace. He went through a different route through universities and all that sort of stuff. But in essence, he did learn by looking at the other platforms that were there, and his solution became superior because he solved certain problems that were out there. So what does that have to do with you? It's like this. There are a ton of other people out there, and you and me can be doing exactly the same thing. We're giving the same knowledge to a person, but you just run an extra mile for the people in a way that I don't. So who do you think you'd rather work with? With you, obviously. And that's the thing too. And if you look at business owners today, a lot of people are really not necessarily stellar in their way of running the business, and they do sometimes minimal things. So even though there might be 5 million other people doing something that supposedly you want to do, or the same as you, it will never be the same. And you shall not have competition if you are just the one that says, hey, I care more, I care the most, because the person that cares the most is the person that wins, meaning that you're going to dominate. And that's also the way how we're being trained by our mentors. Like there's no room for competition. We're dominating and we're improving and we're learning and we're running an extra mile, and we're going to get you there in a way that I know that nobody else in this universe will. And that's a level of goodness, good feeling to know. And it doesn't matter if there's other people doing an absolutely amazing job, but I know that we have something to bring to the table that nobody else does. And the same holds for you. That's what I would say.
Ooh, I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking, I like how you brought up that it doesn't matter if, we're doing the same kind of message, the
Yeah.
same kind of thing. It's one person can land more than the other person can,
Yeah.
their message, or they can take it further.
Yeah.
Because we're also taught that, it doesn't matter how many times you hear the same thing. It's one person will say it in a different way,
Yeah.
or give more information to it or something, and that will hit you different, and then it sinks in and you can, oh, okay, I get it. So yeah, I really like that.
Yeah. Agreed. Yeah, definitely. That was perfect. Thank you so much. This has gone so quick again, like these always do. Before we start to wrap up and say our final goodbyes until next week, do you guys have any final things you want to say? Any last words of advice or anything? Speak now or forever hold your peace.
Misty first.
I think it's just you need to understand that you matter, your message matters, and the things you've gone through matter. They're important. And I think for you to hold that back from somebody else who may need your message or is waiting for you, like I've said before, it's unethical, it's unfair, and it's just downright mean. And like Javaria said, you're going to feel so much better after you just let it out. So just go for it. Fall while you're picking up poop. Send that message. People need to know that,
100%. Love it. For me, it's two things actually. Number one is that even though it might be a little bit scary because there's a lot of unknowns, don't let that hold you back. Because if you think you're going to have to know it all before you can do something, then you're never actually going to do anything because you'll never know it all and things will always be different. But you have to just take that step. And if you think that, and this is like a specific example, like staying in a job that is not fulfilling you versus starting a business on the side and pursuing that for the first time, that can be super, super scary. But then you have to think about it for yourself. There's two types of scary or unknowns in it, because you may think, oh, a job is secure and a business is not so secure because there's a lot of unknowns that I will have to figure out as I go. Yeah, that's true. But how secure is a job actually, if you think about it? How many people are being made redundant because of an economical crisis or a pandemic or this or that? So to think that the current situation is super secure is actually quite crazy, because time has proven time and time again that it's not. And so just think about it this way. You have a unique opportunity to go and create the life of your dreams. Don't let anything in that stop you, especially not knowing it all, because you'll never know it all. So just take that leap of faith. Find yourself people that can help you and support you with that and give you that knowledge and the roadmap that you may seek. But also with that, it's still going to be you showing up to it and you figuring out the unknowns, because you never know the full picture. Like even for us right now, we've been running a business for so long and there's still a lot of unknowns that we obviously face because we're growing. And every single time you're growing, you're coming towards new territory that you haven't before explored. So don't let that fear of the unknown hold you back. And then secondly, if you do want to know, okay, how do I go about it? Come and join our free masterclass. There's no reason not to. Join us, be there, and it will make a huge impact to your life. I can tell you that with certainty.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think people, you'll come to find most of the time, the reason, what's stopping you from actually achieving or going for the goals you want or living the life you want is most of the time you. You, no one else, nothing else. Yes, I'm not saying that you don't have difficulties, but most of the time, if you really think about it, what's stopping you? Probably you. And you can probably do something about it. So do something about it. get around the right information. It's your responsibility. It might not be your fault that you are where you are, but it is your responsibility to change that for yourself and for your family. So with all that being said, I really hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Thank you so much for tuning in. Comment below where you tuned in from if you're watching live or on the replay. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to our channel because you never want to miss a video. And we post every week, sometimes more than once a week. And we believe that everyone deserves to be free. And this is where it begins, right? So make sure you're subscribed, hit that like button, comment below any subjects you might want us to cover, and make sure you follow us all on Instagram. We'll be back next week, same time, I think, maybe next week, same time. But from all of us at FLC, welcome to the family where once you're family, you're a family for life. Thank you so much. Mwah.
Thank you. Bye.
In FLC, in FLC. Closing is better with appointment setters. You'd better believe we're not a team but a family. We work together in harmony. We are devoted, and that you can quote me in FLC.